Ready. Hey, we're live.
Yes, we are.
It's been a bit here, but we are definitely live. Hey, welcome to Modern Day Thrive. I am your host, and I'll put up the graphic because we're looking a little naked up there. It's been what, 6 months?
At least.
We took a little hiatus. It's been 6 months. We are back live, and I am your host, Dean Baker. And of course, nothing's right here. We're going to click on everything else here. I am your host, Dean Baker, and my co-host, George Weber. How you doing, George?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good. How's your week been?
Not too bad, not too bad. So, just started work on Wednesday, so it's been pretty chill.
Yeah, you've been up. You're working early these days, right?
I started at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Control me.
So when I get home, I'm going to crash and wake up, and a couple hours later, I only get about 4 hours sleep.
Well, that's probably not great.
No,
Since you're riding a motorcycle, I want you to be, a little more,
Well, I get to sleep during work.
Yeah.
Which is kind of counterproductive, but
Okay.
there's nothing to do during periods of time. I get about 4 hours where there's nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing. Well.
So I catch up a little bit there.
All right. Yeah, we finished out December. We finished up last year, and things kind of, we had to pivot.
We did.
We pivoted a few times. So things we were working on last year, some of them didn't work out, some of them did, and here we are.
Back at it.
Back at it. So, some of the things that we were doing on the show, the last 120, 30, 40 episodes, I don't know, I lost track.
32.
We bring things up, we talk about them. They're about, Modern Day Thrive is about side hustle. It's about small business. It's about multiple streams of income. It's about passive income. It's about working smart, not hard. It's so many things that, when we started this show back when the pandemic, the shutdown happened, it was about, we're about 3 months into the shutdown. We started doing Thrive.
Yeah.
In fact, it was called Modern Day Survive at first. Why? Because of that. We didn't know what the hell was going on when there's a pandemic, government shutdowns, business shutdowns, everything was shutting down. Everybody was panicking. Everybody didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then, of course, people are getting sick and dying.
Yeah.
All that stuff, the first few months it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Now, I didn't really shut down because I had my own standalone business, the studio at the time. So for me, my pivot was, I had actually started pivoting into podcasting about a year before the shutdown, or before we started doing the show. I was working with a wrestling group, local wrestling group that were doing events, and we thought, that'd be kind of fun. Let's do a podcast for some local wrestlers and have them have some crazy call-ins and whatnot. And I thought, but I was struggling. Probably mostly I thought the struggle was starting up a podcast studio at the old location. I think what it wasn't really the pandemic. It was committing.
Yeah.
It was committing. It was going all in.
Yeah.
And as I started doing it again in 2019, by the time the shutdown happened, which was like March of 2020, early that year, I had decided even before the shutdown, there was a hint of COVID in the air.
Sure.
That was happening at the end of 2019. But I decided that I wanted to go kind of all in.
We took precautions.
And it was even before the shutdown. We were thinking the world was going to shut down, that industry was going to shut down, that all of a sudden you couldn't buy milk. Cows were shutting down. I don't know. But the idea was that I was deciding to pivot because, again, my business was changing.
Yeah.
So I recognized that, and I started buying gear. Early 2020, I started buying cameras.
Well, you still could.
Well, I see that didn't even occur to me.
Yeah.
But I was buying cameras at the very, very early, and then the shutdown happened. I even ramped up more. I bought more cameras. I'm like, so the first couple months during the shutdown, there's still inventory out there.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of closing up. I'm stocking up, stockpiling, because I figured I'm going to need more cameras. I'm going to need more computers, more this, that, and the other thing, and. I think I made the right decision, because now it's like all I've been doing for the last 3 years has been the podcasting.
Yeah.
So in a way, did I, have I made bad decisions? Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Mostly in the last year, but have I made bad decisions? Yes. Do I roll with the punches? Yes. Do I pivot? Absolutely, when I can, if I want to keep viable, keep active, and keeping the accounts going into a positive direction.
Can't crawl up into a ball.
And if not, then you have to pivot again. If your bank accounts are getting smaller, you're doing something wrong. If there's no growth going, you're doing something wrong. If you're not moving forward, you're stagnant and you're moving backwards, because everyone else is moving forward. It's harder to tell you're moving backwards. Am I right?
That's right.
All right. So,
I'll just put the banner up.
Yeah, I see that. So, fun part about where we are now is people don't talk much COVID anymore.
No.
I see less masks. I see,
there here and there.
Every time you go into a Walmart or something like that, and they've got the little hand cleaner thing there, it's always empty. It's always empty. They stopped refilling. You can't clean your shopping carts anymore. You can't. It's just not there. People don't think much about sterilizing, and I'm going to get the big sprayer and spray the whole. People have just kind of thinned out.
Compared to where it was at.
Right. Sure. Now, what's great now about if you think you got COVID. If you got a temperature, go get a COVID test, and you'll know in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So a $10 COVID test, in 5 minutes. Why can't everything be that way?
Yeah, right.
Why can't there be a test for things like
whatever,
STDs, an instant test?
Yeah.
Maybe it might incline people to get tested and go, oh, okay, get I don't know, whatever other tests are out there you want to get tested for. Maybe it could be, but you want to get tested for Alzheimer's, or get tested for, for restless leg syndrome. I don't care. Just why don't they make a 10-minute test? $20, 10-minute test. And why don't they do that? I don't know.
I guess it has to become a pandemic for them to do something like that.
Not even so, because it took them almost a year to come up with an accurate, over-the-shelf test. So
yeah, somebody's getting paid at the end of the day, though.
Right. So the idea is things we learned to pivoted going in, pivoted in the middle. Now we don't talk much about COVID anymore, but we are talking about other things.
Sure.
Right? So here we are now. We're over 100 and plus, 20 plus episodes. We'll get an accurate count on, other things. And
it's a lot.
What we were doing last year, very little to what we're doing this year.
Yeah.
So
changed.
Shall we wrap up last year and just what are you not doing anymore? What's still working for you?
Less investing right now.
Okay. Which means like you were tied up with a real estate company in Vegas or something like that. And that was paying you like 10%.
It was paying pretty good. The problem is the capital you need to get into it's heavier than I can do right now.
So they had to ramp up.
Well,
and said,
it's a minimum of $10,000.
The buy, yeah.
So, I don't have that laying around right now.
Right.
So
not too many do.
Would I go back and do it again? Sure, they would. They were pretty solid.
So you cashed out of it?
It eventually timed
out,
and
and then you figured, okay,
yeah, and I just at the time,
okay. What website was that again?
I may have to think about that one because
not a problem.
I didn't know you were going to ask me that. So
somebody asked me about your Bitcoin mining.
Still mining.
Yeah.
I mean,
are you showing like substantial like positive gains every month? Or
no, I would say it's very flat, but I still do it because it does utilize me to build up some coin. As soon as I can cash it out, I just put it into an interest-based product and just hold on to it for a little while.
Okay.
My goal in that right now is just to build it up to a point where it's worth enough that I could pay off something.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I'm going to use it.
Okay.
My big miner is down still. I have to get it repaired.
Oh, the computer, the piece that you bought.
Yeah, the actual big miner is
okay,
down.
But your other ones are actually still producing.
Ones, yeah, and they're smaller and don't produce as much, but they do.
Wow.
So
okay.
So yeah, just have had a lot happen in the last year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I want to be forthcoming and say we talked a lot about on shows. Last 6 months of 2022, talked a lot about some investors that investments through the what do I want to say
space.
crypto world, and a lot of that stuff just kind of fell flat.
Yeah.
Actually, the first one I got into, I'm still in, and it's still showing positive gains. It's not as much as what I normally. What's the one you got me into that we still talk about?
Talking about Novatech?
Novatech, yeah. I know you don't like them, but they're still showing positive gains. They're still doing that. I know that they were having trouble paying people out.
They've been pretty silent, so I don't know what's going on.
Really? Yeah. But I'm still getting emails from them, and it's still showing thank you for your blah blah blah, which is my weekly re-up. Sure. And likely I will, So it's not like they haven't gone completely silent, but usually, and here's the one I know that you want to cash out when you can,
sure,
and they've been resistant to cashing out, and I'm thinking, well, that could be a number of things,
sure,
and of course I know that their interest has dropped probably quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
So because I'm not seeing the gains, but I'm not ready to write them off yet.
I'm not either. I'm hoping something that they do, and I'll take weekly gains. I'm good with that.
Right.
And they can be small.
But one thing I noticed that is if you're trying to, when you re-up, if you're trying to cash out of that stockpile, but if you build up your money that you're not re-upping, then you might get that a little quicker.
Sure.
Yeah.
The bonus. The bonus.
So the bonuses. So that's probably where I'm going to do is I'm at a good point. I think I've tripled my money on my balance. So now from this point on, I'm probably just going to not keep re-upping and try and see how much of that I can cash out. And so going forward, I'll but as long as they cash. Yeah, as long as there's anything, and it might take a little longer than we're used to because things have changed in the crypto world.
There's been a lot going on in the background.
Right.
Yeah. All of the platforms are getting hit with one thing or another.
Right. And it's not just our government thing because they're doing other things. They realize they can't affect. They can only affect money you bring into the country, not money that's building and growing in other places.
Correct.
But once you want to bring it back, that's when you're they're watching. Uncle Sam wants his cut, and you can't not. You can try, but
they're gonna find you.
But then when they find you hard.
Yeah.
And that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to try and pay your dues if you're making good gains. Pay it, and once you bring it back, and if not, then guess what? Leave it out of the country and never see it again.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're guaranteed never to get taxed on it.
Appreciate that, like Phil.
Oh, is that Phil out there in the world? What's Phil saying? Let's go. I don't know what let's go means. Hey ho, let's go. Thanks, Phil. Phil, we're in the studio. We're in the new studio. Of course, we've made some improvements since December, and that's thanks to Phil and me putting our heads together and making a nice looking studio. Yeah, I think it looks great. So so let's see. That takes care of like Novatech. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I want it to grow, but I also want to be able to cash out.
Sure.
And I understand if it's going to take some time. So there's that. Now, the other stuff we're into that didn't pan out. Funny thing is back in December, I had about $800 in gains I had made that I left in Bitcoin back in December.
Oh, grew.
Guess what? It doubled.
Nice.
So
yeah, I think it's over 30 now. So
yeah, so but that was Bitcoin I was getting paid out at 15,000. Now it's at 30,000. Yeah, so nice. my $800 Bitcoin is now $1,600, and I'm like, and it just made a big leap in the last couple of weeks. There was a Bitcoin jump that I was very pleased to.
You may want to hold off because they're talking about it going to another bull. So
well. If it drops, it drops. Yeah. It'll always bounce back up, and I could leave it alone. And if it goes up again, then I might cash out.
Yeah.
Sure. Just because if it hits 50, even 60 grand, I'll probably cash out.
Sure.
Just because I don't, I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah. Sure.
And I would love to make a few grand off of that.
Sure.
So that's all. That's a good thing happening. Is there anything else you're working on that from previous years that you're still doing well with?
Not really previous years. I mean, I have a couple sites I still run that, a couple apps that I run, but it's nothing. None of it's earth shattering.
No.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I've started some new stuff up that we'll talk about that I'm looking at propagating further.
Yeah. Okay.
But as far as the old stuff, no.
Okay. So this episode was basically posing the question: is AI good, bad, or dangerous?
Yeah.
And I guess I'm going to answer that right off the bat. Yes, it's good, it's bad, and yes, it's dangerous.
I agree.
I think if Skynet is gonna be a reality,
sure.
It's going to happen in the direction we're heading, where computers decide, I'm going to take over all the nuclear weapons and blah blah blah. And
it's more, it's who you're talking to. You could be talking, thinking you're actually talking to somebody,
right?
You're not,
right?
Because the responses look really valid.
Okay, so
that's where the danger could be.
That is part of it. So. AI, 6 months ago when we were doing the show, there was some AI out there and people were experimenting. There was a handful of things out there. And Phil, if he's out there still listening, he could probably talk AI, 10 times over, because Phil is heavily invested in AI doing things. And he's kind of been helping me do more with it and stuff like that. So, one of the first AIs that everybody kind of heard of is ChatGPT.
Yep.
You wanna go to yours?
Sure.
I'm just gonna jump over to yours, and I'm gonna add you to the stream. Boom. So that is the existing thing. So ChatGPT is actually chat.openai.com. Currently, right now, it's a free site. Well, it's not a free. It's free to get in.
I'm not paying for it.
Right. It's free to get in, but it actually does. They do have a membership. I think a membership thing. Okay.
Yeah, there's Upgraded Plus, which probably just gives you more. They say faster searches. You probably get more.
I think more usage too. Yeah. Maybe they'll limit you in so many things you can do. So.
Mine times out, but you log right back in.
Yeah,
it works.
So right now we're just logging into mine, and it says upgrade in the bottom left corner, upgrade to plus, which obviously that's a new. It says it's a new feature. So, funny thing is, click on that. Just kind of curious. Upgrade to plus.
Sure.
Because they don't have any of my, So okay, right here. Let's start here.
months.
$20 a month is not horrible.
No.
You know.
If you use it, sure.
So the free plan, if there's, you know, demand, which means the millions of other people using it, if they kind of shut down, there's probably part of their server that runs the free.
I've never really seen a dramatic.
Standard response speed is pretty damn fast.
Yeah, it is.
Regular model updates. So my suggestion is it's an email and a password.
Yeah.
It's not like you're giving them your credit card information.
Start for free and play with it.
So now the upgrade is looks like they put you on a better server, you know, so that they can, you know, ramp up because you're paying for it. Faster response. I don't know about what, you know, something takes 2 seconds to do, 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
And then priority access to new features. I don't know what that means. But,
I don't either.
You know, so go ahead and close that. We don't need to, you know. So, you know, let's just kind of walk me through what this does.
Sure. So, I mean, basically, I think there's endless possibilities. You know, but if you're looking for, I'm just going to randomly think of something.
Well, I mean, the examples here says explain quantum computing in simple terms.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
No.
Okay.
I could try it, but
how do I make an HTTP request in JavaScript? Yeah, I don't need to worry about that.
I mean, those are some pretty advanced things, but even for basic stuff, you know, if you wanted to know, you know, how do you make money online?
Right.
You know, you just type in how to make money. I'm looking down, so am I typing everything right?
No, you're fine.
And you hit the
go button. And it really does. Funny thing is, it's very simple to a lot of the stuff that we were talking about in the earlier episodes. It's like, did they steal that from our videos? So scroll back to the top.
But it's pretty clean.
All right.
At times they say it's too clean.
Online. If you possess marketable skills such as writing, graphic design, programming, and social media management, you can offer your services as a freelancer on platforms like Upwork. We've talked about Upwork. We've talked about Fiverr. Freelancer, I'm not sure I've heard of that one, but, you know, okay. Online tutoring and teaching. Teachable.com. We've talked about all that stuff. What other platforms? VipKid, Tutor.com, Teachable, connect tutors with students, blah, blah, blah.
And like they give you examples in a lot of cases where they
sell your own online courses, right. So we've talked about all that stuff, but this gives us some new things. I've never heard of VipKid, VIP Kid. I've never heard of Tutor.com. But obviously it's going to sample what's current and what's searchable, I guess. And then so basically, like, it scrubbed the internet in 5 seconds and spit out all this. Now, e-commerce and drop shipping, guess what?
I got one of those.
You just did one, right? And we'll be talking about that in a moment. And then affiliate marketing, and I believe that's what I'm doing.
Yes.
Or starting to do.
Sure, yeah.
With Amazon.
It's a variation of it.
Yes. So affiliate marketing, which is stuff we've talked about. Content creation, if you enjoy creating videos. Guess what we're doing right now? We're creating content. Hopefully that many people will see. And then
podcasts.
Online surveys and microtests. I did one yesterday. So and stock trading and investment. All these things, just packaged it nice and neatly.
Yeah.
And put it out there for us. And I got to tell you, we actually did a recording a couple months ago, something like that, and we actually did a recording for a different segment, a special engagement of Modern Day Thrive. We haven't put it out yet, but we used ChatGPT to get some content, and it packaged it up nice and neatly for us. And not like we're going to use it word by word, but we used it in a podcast format to give us some things to talk about, give us an outline to talk about. And this is great for that kind of thing.
If you wanted to write a blog or something, this would be perfect to do. What's the nice thing about it is now I can come back and go say, what would be a good title for the content above?
All right. Show us. Top 7 legitimate ways to make money online, a comprehensive guide. That is beautiful.
That's what I'm saying.
That is beautiful. You know, because it's going to use probably the highest searchable versions of that and give you a culmination of what that is. And
I think you could even do this.
That is beautiful. And it gave you 7, and it told you it was top 7 legitimate ways and that were legitimate too. That's something I wouldn't have thought to put in. You know,
I'm just curious what it'll do if I ask that.
Unlocking the digital frontier. We gotta keep that stuff in our. Because
I actually would like to use this to write a book. Yeah, and I've kind of played around with it.
Oh, people are doing it. Yeah.
The problem is you need a book that's decent size.
Yeah.
Even what I've done, I end up with 6 pages. So you got to expand it out. But it can do a lot of it for you.
Right.
And you don't have to do a lot of rewrite. You may want to change up and put some personal examples and stuff like that in there.
Right.
But pretty impressed with it. Just in general, you can play around with it for hours. Just a brainstorm.
What a great I don't know, just a, back in the day before there was internet, there was the Encyclopedia Britannica. Yeah, and if you wanted, it was those big, huge books, those encyclopedias. And there are books, and my mom had a whole set, and she paid, whatever. Yeah. And if I wanted to know about a topic, boom, go in, and
it used to be
whatever
is model.
Whatever is in there is in there. And then the internet came, and the internet took all that information and made those books obsolete in like a heartbeat. And now with AI, we're just it's almost a better search algorithm, or it's almost a better version of Google.
This is like the first grade version of AI. Now they're integrating them into blog platforms.
Well,
to trading platforms.
Right.
To all these other platforms where it's all kind of built in. So that's where it kind of get dicey, because are they clean enough or consistent enough to make it profitable for you all the time, or is it going to lose money for you? You
right.
don't know.
Well, one big thing about this is, and I'm hoping our stream is still good. My display on my side is pixelating. This mouse thing is going a little crazy, but I'm hoping we're still out there. But I don't know if,
Browser's lost connection to your mic.
You don't have a browser and a mic, so it's on my side. Oh, okay. So don't worry about that. Yeah.
Well, whoever's connected, if you can give us a quick sound test, let us know that we're still there.
Yeah. Anyway, or in fact, I'll be talking for a minute about this, but go ahead and check on the phone real quick while I'm talking. So, so this is, some of this stuff is the good stuff. There are bad things to the web, to AI. And I know, like Google, I know my computer is listening to me, and we know our phones are listening to us.
Because you get ads.
I get ads. It's already navigating into my Roku. So ads that I'm like, where the hell is that commercial coming up, based on a recent search I did, because it's talking, one thing is talking to 100 others. I have to check my phone, make sure somebody's saying not, telling me, okay, just somebody talking to me. So
we're good.
So basically, I'm sitting watching TV, okay, and I got the volume up, and all of a sudden, my computer hears something coming across the TV, and my computer is talking to the TV.
That's funny.
Okay? I didn't say anything, and all of a sudden the computer goes, I didn't quite hear what you said.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I look up, and the computer has got some sort of search thing happening. That's so it's funny. Searching for something it heard the TV say, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Do I even need to be here?
Alexa, stop listening.
It's not Alexa, who is it? It's not Google. It's Cortana, I think.
Yeah, Cortana.
It's Cortana and Roku having a little thing going when I'm not looking. Are they at home right now, kind of getting a little cozy on me?
So you got to leave your TVs on now just to keep everyone happy?
Right. Cortana, I'm a little, it's like, oh, maybe I'll turn the TV on for you.
Yeah.
Cortana, is there something you'd like to watch while I'm gone?
Yeah, right.
Do you, just don't tell me the latest episode of whatever.
Yeah, right.
Don't spoil anything. So I hear my TV talking to my Roku, or my computer, my laptop in the living room talking to my Roku, because I heard him say something, and then I hear constantly, I found something that you requested. Yeah. I didn't request any. I was half asleep until you woke me up.
You sure you weren't talking in your sleep?
No, it's just, it's something that. So my laptop's listening to my television.
That is funny.
My phone, I don't even know what my phone is doing.
Yeah, right.
My phone is listening to both and going, you two idiots aren't,
You guys fight it
So
out.
there's AI there. It has to be AI. It's not like speech recognition. It's actually trying to answer a question that was never asked.
Yeah.
So that's AI, and it's there. It's in our living room.
I think eventually it's just going to be there.
And then it's kind of course we're getting our search patterns bounce back at us in the form of advertisements. Yeah. It's happened. It's there. Only now it's getting better at it. I get StreamYard ads all the time.
I haven't had any in a while, but I will get one tomorrow.
StreamYard's awesome. But all right, so that's the bad part. Mm-hmm. We're getting bombarded with our anything in our search engine, anything in our anything that's being said within earshot of any device we have is being recorded and thrown back at us in the form of advertisements. Yeah. That's as far as we know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the bad part. The dangerous part is Skynet. Could it eventually take over the nuclear, nuclear arsenal and do that, and all of a sudden we're fighting Terminators.
Anything's possible.
The other dangers, I don't know. No more secrets. No more secrets. Your secrets are now in the care and handling of Google and.
I didn't read this article, but I heard someone was talking about that there was an AI produced, I think it was an audio actually, of a young girl.
Yeah.
That someone was trying to extort money from a parent from, and the girl was fine. There wasn't anything wrong. She was probably at a friend's or something, but potentially if you keep somebody busy long enough, you could potentially extort money out of somebody, thinking, "Oh my God, my child's."
I don't think I think those are real people trying to fake. That they can fake phone calls.
Yeah, they get the voice correct. Somehow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So these programs can extrapolate with a little bit of content to have an actual conversation in someone's voice.
In somebody's voice.
Yeah.
all right.
There's where some dangers could come in.
But that's actually that could still be somebody typing words in.
Could be.
And then the computer will emulate that voice, and we're doing that now. Yes. Sure. We've actors that have died we bring back to movies, bring to life. Mm-hmm. We can visually represent them in 3D, and then we can, actors have had their voices recorded enough to go, I can recreate that person's voice, and an actor can have a career long after they're dead. Yeah. Which. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm like, how many more Indiana Jones episodes, and the guy's still alive, and I'm like, really, one more?
He said he's done.
There's another one. Yeah, he's been saying he's done for 20 years. And how many more do I need to get, before I go? Well, that would have been funny
Yeah.
if they keep doing another Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
I would have actually enjoyed that, you know. But another Rocky movie, I'm kind of done. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm kind of done. You know, let's pick a
Fast
new.
and Furious.
You know, Fast and Furious, right? Up to what, 10, 12 episodes?
I don't even know. I haven't even watched one of them.
But yeah, the AI parts now. You know, where ChatGPT 6 months ago was like, oh, what's that? Never heard of that. Now, of course, when I open up Instagram right off the bat, I could open up my Instagram right now, and every other ad that hits me is some sort of AI thing.
Wow, AI can help you.
You can have AI create photos for you. Mm-hmm. So if you say, I want a naked picture of B. Arthur, mm-hmm. which was kind of a stupid movie reference from the 90s, whatever, and then it'll probably create it.
Sure.
You know, it'll create it for you. You can have photos, you know, it's like artwork. Mm-hmm. You know, you could say, you type things in and say, what would Hitler look like as a transsexual or something like that, you know, and they'll make one, mm-hmm. you know, and AI will just generate something.
Sure.
So, you know, that's happening. I'm thinking Facebook has a lot of AI people, you know, the chat in Facebook. There's a lot of AI in the chats in Facebook. And I don't think it's Facebook doing it. I think it's people using it in Facebook. Here are the things, because on occasion, okay, I'll get approached on Facebook, a friend request. Mm-hmm. That's how they get in.
Yeah.
And it might, you know, and it might be like a girl. Mm-hmm. Okay, this girl's like, hi. Oh, she's kind of cute. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, you know, you go, yeah, what the hell? I'm just gonna have fun with it. You know? I want to see what this is all about. You know, so I hit accept, and then they start chatting away, and I'm like, and it's like the dialogue is really simple. Not let somebody and it's like, and I, you know, for about a week, I just said, you know what, I'm going to accept, just as an experiment, see what it was going to do. There's a guy on YouTube, James Veach, and he's a comedian, but he made a career of speaking in public, and he tells people, he's the guy who answers those phone calls, the ones, the sales calls, the people trying to, and he plays them for all they're worth. And he'll go, these guys they're scammers trying to get information, and they'll do it, and they'll play along. Yeah. And they'll say, well, I need you to go to the bank and cash out some money and bring it to here. It's like, okay, I'm doing that right now.
Can you go to this website?
And then he'll be difficult.
Yeah.
He'll be real difficult. It's funny as hell. I'll laugh my ass off.
God.
So in that kind of respect, I love watching those videos of him. So I started playing around on Facebook, and it'd be like, you know, the same thing, like you have 3 or 4 people chatting with you, same thing happens. They ask the exact same questions, the exact same way,
the same order,
the exact responses. And I'm like, this doesn't sound like a person.
Yeah.
This sounds like AI would sound.
See, they all went to the same school.
Right.
They get the same
and of course, some of these, like you find a Chinese girl who's reaching out and wants to chat. I'm like, okay. And then they ask you real, you know, they ask these odd questions. They're not crazy, but they're just like, why would you ask me that? Or even get some form of, you know, and it could be as simple as they're typing through a translator like Google Translate.
Maybe,
so it's not coming across right. Maybe that's it. But I'm kind of thinking, you know, it sounds like this could be just some computer just using Facebook to AI chat and trying to where the stuff is coming from, way out of left field. And I'm thinking, wow, this is so Chat GPT, man, we could spend a lifetime in here finding new things. But the good parts is you can really use it to. Unfortunately, kids will probably do term papers with it.
Yeah, right.
And get away with it. And I'm like, you know what?
Never thought of that.
Oh, yeah. If I were in high school right now or college and I'd be like, I needed to do a 50-page term paper, I'd be right here going, I need a 50-page term paper on, on whatever, on, I don't know,
I tried doing that.
Technical writing.
I want to write a book on this, and it says, well, unfortunately, we can't write a book for you, but it gives you a lot of content. And
you could say, I need 50 pages on, or an outline for a book, and then it might chapter it out for you, and then you can go into the chapter and says, I need a blah blah blah. I need to go for all that stuff.
Expand on this. And
I need more information about this one topic now.
Sure.
So there's ways you can have it write a book. Sure. Now, I don't recommend you just take that stuff, because here's the other thing: there are programs out there that test the validity of that chat AI.
I've seen that.
So if you think you're going to just get all your term papers written without making sure you didn't kind of then you might get an F and a plagiarize kind of thing tagged to your academic profile.
Yeah, I've seen somebody do that. That was interesting.
Well, yeah. So if you're gonna use Chat AI, well then great. There's all your document gathering. Mm-hmm. Good luck having a footnote.
Yeah. Because
your footnotes are coming from places that you're getting this information, and you can't just put Chat AI as your footnotes. But if you're gonna do that, then you should at least look at the information, put it back in your own words.
Yeah.
It's already been collected. Now you're just going to put it in your own words. Read something, understand it, write it down a different way.
Yeah.
Okay?
Sure.
And that's a good part about it. The bad part is a bunch of kids are going to cut corners and get Fs and get, faulted for plagiarizing. And, it does nobody any good.
Correct.
And so now there are not just AI programs like this, but there are AI programs that test the validity of programs like this. So,
there's definitely a pass checker stuff. So Maria says that Virginia Cruise Lines has a great commercial with AI with Jennifer Lopez. I haven't seen that one.
Has a great commercial with AI Jennifer Lopez. Nice. All right.
I'll have to check that one out. I haven't seen
Virgin, not Virginia, Virgin Cruise Line.
Oh, sorry.
Put your glasses on.
Yeah, I can't. Sorry, I can't.
Hey, Maria, how you doing? Video programs. I've tried a video program called video.ai where it's free to start. Here I can kind of just jump to it. Let's add. I'm not sure if is that me? Is that it? No. Hold on. Might be a different tab.
Should be the one to the right.
Oh, right. That was my own version. Okay. So just to wrap up Chat AI. So I put in here, which is really kind of cool. I asked Chat AI to give me highly searchable hashtags for Side Hustle Podcasts. Yeah. And of course it gave me 17 highly searchable. I put, Phil actually pointed me at this. It's like, you can, if you want to get a bunch of hashtags, ask Chat GPT to do it for you. So I did, and boom, that gave me that. The other thing is, Phil told me about video.ai, and now I have to escape, so I keep forgetting them there. All right, so let's go to so video.ai. So video.ai is a video AI video editing. Okay. And with the free account, it gives me 75 minutes of editable content, which means I can load up a 75-minute video or a bunch of 10-minute videos. And you tell what platform you want to edit. Mm-hmm. So create videos for Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn, and it'll change the format. If you see here at the bottom, there are different formats.
Nice.
There's horizontal for maybe Facebook, and then there's for like stories and YouTube shorts and stuff like that, and for your phone, so it'll give you vertical, Reels, TikTok, stuff like that. So it works. And of course, if it does it a little weird, you can go in and tweak, but like I said, I loaded in like a 45-minute video, and then I hit go, and it came up with like 6 different videos edited under a minute, which would be good for shorts, under a minute. And out of those 6, maybe 2 or 3 of them were actually worthy of playing around
because
with
it's picking the content, and
it's deciding things and not me now. And it'll reformat it to make it a vertical video. If it's a horizontal video, it'll make it a vertical. It'll put the words up on screen, so it boom.
But you have to give it the initial content, so you have to have something.
You have to upload something. You have to paste a URL. It says here, upload a file or paste a URL, and I'll do it again. And for me, it'll give you 75 minutes a month. It didn't hang on to my previous project, or else I'd actually play something. So video AI, I want to say C+.
Gotcha.
Not awesome, but
still in progress.
Wow, it's still combed through 45 minutes of video, came up with some edits, and then allows you to go in and manipulate if you want to after the fact. So not bad. C+, I give that. Chat GPT, I give that a B+ easy, and that's kind of, I think that's kind of it for my AI kind of thing. I talked about my computer, talking to my television, and that still makes me nervous. You named names. My computer just got me in trouble or something like that.
You're talking about him when he's not home.
Yeah, you're gonna what? You're gonna
come in and go.
You're gonna report me for I don't know, just named names. So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting, and we're just scratching the surface because photos and videos, and you can make an AI voice, and you can actually, I guess, record enough of your voice and make your voice on AI
pretty clean, yeah.
And there are just so many more that I'm like, AI stuff, you start searching, and you get on your Instagram, and like I said, I'm seeing all these people posting videos and said top 10, top 20 AI, or best AI program apps out in the market, and stuff I never even heard of, along with.
So I know we're getting close to wrapping up, but
are we?
Yeah, it's getting.
Shit.
Oh, no, that was quick.
Okay.
I just want to show my site real quick.
Oh, well, then let's just pivot. So one of the things that AI told us was creating an e-commerce and drop shipping, and let's give it enough good time here. So don't worry about closing up it.
So this is a site that I am. It's
hold on. Are we there? No, I'm still on AI, so I have to put it back to you now.
Oops.
See, we had to make sure. All right, I'm going to bring this up full screen so that they don't have to look at our mugs. So, what's the website?
So, vividsplendor.com.
So you had to buy the domain name.
Had to buy the domain name. Had to get some help in actually building the site. I actually am the one that facilitated all the products.
Right.
So I can add categories if I want to. So when I will find more. Add the category in. Some things I don't like about it that I need to get changed. I don't like this, so I'm going to probably change the template.
Sure. Yes. Make it a little smaller and put
just not so I do this and it's all nice, but as soon as I do that, it like takes over.
Yeah.
So.
You know what I'd probably do is if it can table that stuff on the side, so you've got a standalone thing with maybe a table on the side where they're just kind of a vertical choice.
Sure.
I ran into something like that with my site, and but we're talking about you now.
That fixed it.
So, all right. So, elevated planters gardening beds.
So, so there's some really cool items in here that I'm liking. I mean, some things that I'm going to try.
And clearly, so you became you set up an e-commerce site mostly about gardening.
Yeah, it's gardening.
It's all gardening. Vivid Splendor. Hydroponics, sure. And obviously you don't buy.
Nope.
You don't buy or sell any.
All drop ships.
Everything's drop shipped. So people come to this site. Excuse me. People come to this site and they go, "Ooh, I like that." Click on it. Click on it. Sure. And pictures, whatnot, descriptions, not much different than any other e-commerce site. And then, of course, you can add it to your cart and Google Pay for it. And yeah, that is kind of annoying, isn't it? And then it's $56.99. So what do you think your commission is on something like this?
So the way it was supposed to work, because I had someone helping me with a lot of this.
Right.
I wasn't able to find real good examples of what it's being sold for in the market, so I just played it safe with a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So, they aren't huge uptick markets right now.
Okay, so
maybe later I'll go back through, because a lot of what they say in the way you attract business is to run ads with sales.
Right. Right. Try and cut your profits.
Sure.
And
I would probably have a hard
sales.
time sending a sale of 10% because I'm probably not that high.
Right.
So.
And as you get more popular, I'm sure you'll get more incentive.
I'm gonna be working with some. There's a couple people I've been talking to that are interested in potentially, helping out on the marketing side.
Okay.
For a split, and I'm okay with that.
Right.
Basically, I'll, because if this site does take off and it does what I need it to do, I'm not expecting anything in the first 6 months. But
okay.
Just because I haven't had a lot of time to market it.
All right. You can close that cart. Show me some other,
So let's go to the.
I like the vertical stuff too. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Greenhouse.
Yeah. Greenhouse gardening. I definitely want some version of one of these. I may do something like this. I may even do something like I have a big yard, so I have plenty of room.
Scroll back up. See the one that's kind of attached to your house?
Yeah, that's kind of cool too.
That's kind of neat because, it looks like it's all built by like 1x4s. And, for me, I'd probably try and build that myself. But
you could,
without,
sure.
Sure. But how much is it? $155? Okay.
$155. Some of these are, reasonably priced. Some of them are more expensive.
And likely something like that is going to get shipped in pieces. So you're going to have to put it together. So in a way, that to me just looks like something that could be,
And these are probably just, PVC framing.
Right.
And then
framing and then
cover.
Some material that you.
I mean, this is kind of cool. If they have a lot of different. I really like this. I think this is just. Neat. I just think it's neat.
The dome under the dome.
I just think it's neat.
Yeah. No, that's great. And
I got a couple of these that are kind of cool too. These little smaller ones.
With the dome thing. Especially if you can keep the bugs out, you can call it glamping.
Yeah.
Which is glamour camping kind of thing. And you can put some carpets in there and keep the bugs out, and
could be just like your evening outdoor room.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
but there's a lot of different ones.
So now shipping's included in all these prices, or
the price includes free shipping.
Free shipping.
Yeah.
And I believe you told me one time those are the products you're going after, is the ones that have the free shipping.
Yeah, so I had trouble in the beginning because when I had to price it out, I go out and I do a search and I'm like, what the heck? I said, I got the same price from the same site I'm buying it for listed on this site for much less than I can buy it for. And I started investigating. Well, if you click on that particular one, it's got shipping.
Right.
And I'm like, wow.
So you have to pay attention to that. Yeah.
So you basically, when you go in and you're searching for the products, there's a box you check that says free shipping, and it erases everything else.
Great.
So you only see what you're.
How long have you been hot on this one?
Probably about 2 to 3 weeks. I've run a few ads. I do have some people viewing the site.
Yeah.
But I got to get more consistent.
I didn't see Maria say, "Is it really me or is it AI?" We'll never know.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put the Vivid Splendor.
ENDOR.
Yeah, Splendor.com. I'm going to put it out in the chats.
Because remember, we were talking about some of the products I haven't been able to find yet.
Yeah.
Like they were available until I told it only come from the U.S.
I know someone's got one of those. The pod.
Yeah, these are pretty cool. I want to get one of these.
And they grow real well.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
But and they'll automatically gauge when you need to put nutrients in and turn it on, turn it off. Yeah, I like those little things. I've been thinking about one.
Yeah.
So
well, this is the one I want to try.
Yeah.
This I think is really cool.
All right.
The only thing that it doesn't include that you have to add the bucket.
Right.
So
so the water is in the PVC pipes that are going up and
down. Sorry. You put a bucket that has a pump in it.
Right.
It has the water that flows up through the things, and then it keeps circulating water through.
Okay.
So I really want to try one of those because I want to try to do a lot of stuff that we would eat salad with.
Yeah.
And I've done some of that just in a coffee container.
Gotcha.
And it grows really well. So, but I actually just bought some watermelon seeds. So I'm gonna try some watermelon.
Okay.
Even this is kind of cool.
That's a little bit bigger, but it's Oh, that's just a light stand.
It's just a lighting stand,
Okay.
and then you would have to get a tray to put underneath.
All right.
But it's got a lot of different, pretty cool products. Some of these are like kind of like gadgety.
Yeah.
I included them because I thought they were kind of cool. So I thought these kind of little things are kind of cool. These are cool gifts.
Right.
If you want to get something for somebody, to put on their desk or something.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was kind of cool. So, but yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. So
that's my first go at it.
And how long has it been active?
About 3 weeks.
Yeah. And I want to ask you if you've got any sales.
I have not done any sales yet.
But you've had traffic.
I have had some traffic based on the ads I put out because I'm posting on Instagram, Facebook, and what was the other one we worked on?
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
No, the
TikTok.
Oh man,
you're not putting it on TikTok? You got to put it on TikTok.
Not yet, but I will. Right. No, that's the one me and you worked on. The starts with a P, I think. I can't remember.
Pinterest. Oh, right.
I
was trying to get you on Pinterest. Yeah. I knew at the time. So
that's a cool site, but I got to stay off of it because then I get so many ideas.
The rabbit hole. Yeah, we all know. God. Anyone who knows Pinterest knows the rabbit hole Pinterest throws you in.
So I got a couple things to work on. Some of the people that know this better than I do say that it's the site's not attractive enough for sales. This would detract the heck out of me. This bugs me to no end.
Yeah.
So I gotta figure out how to get that fixed.
Right. Right.
So, and I didn't like this either.
Well,
so it could be done better.
Go up to the top right. Am I zoomed in at all? Like those 3 dots? I'm at 150%. Take that down to 100% and oops, 100%. So it's still pretty annoying, but
it still pops when I think
we're at 150%, which means, a couple of, but it wasn't as bad as that, but that is still taking up half your display.
Yeah, vertical gardening.
Yep.
These are pretty cool. These things, I'd love to try one of these out. I think they're kind of cool.
Yeah.
Great for growing strawberries.
Well, I had pretty good success this year with tomatoes. Mm-hmm. I grew cherry tomatoes, all from kitchen scraps. Mm-hmm. I had plants. I knew my mistakes, and now I know what my version 5 or 6. I don't know what version I'm on, but I actually produced fruit, and it was good.
Nice.
Up until a point where the plants just kind of gave up on me and said, we're not producing any edible fruit anymore. The last batch of fruit I got was just not
rancid.
No, it was tasteless. It was just the taste was just kind of like it looked good.
Yeah.
Didn't taste good. So I'm kind of scrapping that plant and or I'm actually trying to revive it, seeing if I can revive it, trying some different fertilizers, you know, to get it where I'm working with kelp right now, which is liquid.
Interesting.
So yeah, this looks, I mean, it looks good. It's a good start.
Yeah.
And then, of course, yeah, marketing is everything.
Yeah.
Social media is everything on top of everything. And, yeah. So, that's great. Look at that. What time are we at? 8:05. I'm going to do just on the tail end of that, I'm going to talk about Amazon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
And so I'm going to add that to the stream. Boom. I think I'm there. Now I got to go full screen. Where am I? I'm still at video. Video AI. So recently, when you're talking to me about Pinterest, I caught a video on Instagram. Somebody was saying how easy it was. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I watched the video and I did it, and within like 3 minutes, I was an affiliate marketer on Amazon. And let me go to it here. I should have it. Now it's going to look like Amazon, okay? Normal Amazon. So I'm searching for something here. And if you notice at the very top, is it here? Do you see it?
Let me make
sure. All right. Let's put us up full screen. Boom, full screen layout. So
we got the stripes.
Yeah. So at the very top where it says live, you know, I mean, we see it as live. Most people won't see that. But the very top, there's this area. It's called Amazon Associates. And there's a thing called the site stripe. And it's this very top bar right on the top. You see where my mouse is going? Okay. So right next to that, there's a get link. So once I became an affiliate, which meant once I got in and literally half a dozen things I had to click and put my name and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't even have to set up any pay sites or anything yet. I will have to. And it wants a website that I'm actually going to start posting this stuff on. So I find something on Amazon that I've purchased. And if you see here, this little Zoom PodTrack P4, I've purchased it twice on Amazon. So it means I kind of like it. In fact, we're using one tonight. So I'm thinking, all right, as another cash resource, I'm going to provide podcasting, you know, experience and recommendations and equipment. And I've been doing that, but I never set this up. So what I did was I go, look, now when I recommend equipment to people, I'm just going to say, go to my page, and I will go to my page, and you're going to have to tell me if, do you see it coming through? All right. So I'm going to go to the home page, which is posteffectsdigital.com. And I've been rebuilding the site, and this looks not good either. But this is my normal site. And then at the very top, I've got best live streaming and podcasting gear. When I click on that, then guess what? Look at that. There's the mixer. And, of course, when I click on that, it opens up a new page.
Right to Amazon.
And then if someone purchases this, I get a commission.
Nice.
And it was so easy to not only set up the account, but then I'm actually in my website. And what's really neat, and I have to go back to this or show this site stripe. At the very top, it says, get the link, get the text. That's the text link, which means you're going to have to use that link and link that to the picture that you select and embed it on your site. So I can ask for the text, and then I can ask for the image, and then I can use that content to build my site and build it into my page, which is what I did when I went here. I had to go and like, oh, okay, these cameras, I recommend the switcher, the camera, the microphone, the roadcaster. Boom, you click on something, and of course, boom, If someone buys this,
nice.
I get the commission. Okay. The only thing right now I have to do is I have to submit this page that I've been working on.
Mm-hmm.
I have to submit this page into the Amazon
so they can just
account so that they can track it properly.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what I have to do. And of course, I'll keep adding more, but it's stuff that I recommend because I've used.
Mm-hmm.
And all these things I've used and recommended. And this is what I think people would want.
Sure.
They should still contact me before they just go start buying, because if they bought everything on this list, it'd be redundant and a lot of it unnecessary. So I when I'm talking to somebody, I try and find out what they're doing, how they're liking to do it, and then I can recommend, well, you want this first camera, not the third camera. You want this mixer, not that mixer. You want this microphone, not that microphone. And certain things are good for certain, So that's kind of it. And I'm at stage 1 now.
Yeah.
I've only invested a couple hours getting this far.
Yeah, it all takes time.
And all I got to do now when someone asks me, hey, what would you recommend? I just go, just go to my site. I'll talk to you all you want, but when you buy, I want you to buy here. It makes no difference it only makes a difference to me whether you buy from me or to the next guy, because you're paying the same amount of money.
Sure.
It's only I might get an extra couple dollars off the sale than just any old random person. So just keep, and that's how I would tell people, look, I'm going to send these links to you. But if you go and find the other links, then I'm not going to get the commission. I'd rather get the commission,
Sure.
And then I'll feel comfortable in telling you more things I want to tell you.
Yeah.
So that's it. So the Amazon thing, yeah, great. And George, you could probably do this as well. If there's things on, on your site that you just can't get.
Yeah.
All right. Who's laughing?
I'm laughing because I need more time.
Oh, right. I thought maybe somebody was chatting in here.
See where I can squeeze it in.
All right. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Let's get back to, nope, that's not it. Hang on. My display has just gone all to hell. So anyway, boom, there. So that's pretty much it. I think the affiliate marketing, the drop shipping, that's definitely
stuff that's been around for years.
Well,
it's
getting better. It's even better now.
Oh yeah,
Amazon's proved it. And now all these other companies are jumping on.
Sure.
And so all of it's about trying to make just a little extra side hustle money, a little extra mini stream of, and if something takes off and all of a sudden a bunch of this shit sells and I happen to be the link connected to it, then the money can go crazy from there. So we can't predict what will go viral, but it's a numbers game, So I don't know. I think this is these are it's a great place to be.
Sure.
In the realm of trying to get your streams of revenue cooking a little bit more, passive income, all that stuff. It's it might make up the difference, and if you get in now and start doing it and employing it right now, then it'll
build it.
And I think as opposed to just being one site that offers everything on the planet, I think what you're doing is great.
Yeah.
It's gardening. It's great. And that's what I'm doing with the podcasting. It's
all podcast
I'm connected to that because that's what I do. Yeah. What's going to happen with me is I'm going to start doing videos, shorts, reels, TikTok, whatever. And of course, somewhere in there, you're going to just go to my website and all these are here, and that's a great place to be. So yes, if you're interested. So I think we need to start doing some gardening videos to get you I'm
definitely going to get some of the products.
You'll get clickbacks if you just post videos on YouTube. You'll get clickbacks. People will watch it, and then you're more likely to create a video and get hundreds, if not thousands, of lookers.
Yeah.
Watching your video.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if you can pull a small percentage of that into your website, then
that's gold.
You got to make videos every day. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I got to tell you. I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're going to have to make videos every day to get those kind of numbers.
Yeah.
And that way, if you can peel a percentage, we have people that we do their podcasts for, and we tell them how to do it, and they make shorts, and they make one short a day.
Mm-hmm.
And their shorts are hitting 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 views.
Nice.
And then on top of that, they do a live podcast, and that might get 20.
Yeah.
So what do you want?
Yeah.
Where do you want the numbers to be?
Yeah.
So I've got guys that are sitting here doing a weekly podcast, but they're getting their income, and if not their income, their eyeballs are getting them from shorts.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you just need to find an AI program that you like that works with what you're doing,
mm-hmm.
and then boom.
Maybe.
So
if it's not there today, it will be eventually.
Yeah. So videos are in your future. That's why I think that my career is pretty solid, even if AI stuff,
mm-hmm.
Even if AI editing,
work.
I'll know how to work it better than everybody else.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, look, I'll drop my rate down and I'll do a bunch of videos for you.
Yeah.
Then I'll make AI do them for me. And but at least you'll have the know that my experience
mm-hmm.
is still watching what the AI is doing.
Yeah, sure.
So
yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Cool.
So I'm out of breath.
I know.
I think
Burns back up.
Yeah, right. I'm actually out of breath. So one thing I wanted to talk about, I'm going to talk about it next week. My pickles.
Yes.
And then I'm just going to tease them right now, but I started out making pickles back earlier in the year, and I was doing these canning jars.
Mm-hmm.
And if you shake it, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Pickle.
All the spice going in there.
Pickle juice.
And chunks of garlic and onions and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, I started making them, and then I go, I ran out, make more. Those jars get expensive.
Yeah.
So now I found these little sealable bags.
Yeah.
And I go, well, they're Ziploc, and they've got some extra, and you've noticed there's a cut there.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually got a heat sealer at my house.
Oh, yeah?
That once I put them in,
mm-hmm. You can seal it?
Then I seal it.
Gotcha.
So that if you have to actually, cut it or tear it, and then, so these guys, where I'd pay $1 for a jar,
mm-hmm.
quart-sized jar, I'm paying like 40 cents.
Okay.
Actually, the jars might be more expensive. They're big jars.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I paid 30, 40 cents for a bag.
Nice.
And that's just on a very small order.
Yeah.
A big order, then I'd be like,
Yeah.
So we'll do it. Phil and I have done pickle taste testing.
Yeah, we'll do that next week.
And I'll bring them in. I've also got carrots, and I've got, pickled carrots, yes.
Carrots. I don't think I've ever had
those.
I love carrots.
Other vegetables, I've got pickled zucchini. I got pickled onions. Yeah, so
interesting.
We'll do more of that. We'll do a little taste testing,
okay.
Next week as part of the, I'll have to bring Phil. If you're out there, Phil, you're gonna have to kind of jump in, and we'll implement you into this because he's got lots of good response. Anyway,
cool.
So that's pretty much all I got.
I think I'm done.
All right, so I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks, Maria. Thanks, Phil, for chiming in. We're one show back, so in 2023, and look forward to a lucrative year, make some money, and get our side hustles going.
Content rolling.
Yep. So that's all I got. I don't know what else to say, so we're just going to sign off and thank people. Like, follow, share, please. And reach out to us. And damn, I'm doing this so that I can kind of find the graphic. And yeah. All right. We out.